1/23/2019. Decided to say hi, and I hope you all enjoyed the eclipse. That wolf moon was really incredible. Today I'm taking you to Pottery Point area, but it goes really quick, so might have to stop the video a few times if you're into it. Happy New Year. Okay, peace. I'm really tired. I've been working on this all night, and it's not very organized, but I want to take you down the rabbit hole. We're going to start in Pottery Point, a World Heritage Site taken over by UNESCO. Imagine that. I found some writing a little bit north of that, but first I wanted to thank Unexplained Mysteries because he had also found some writing in Utah, and I really didn't think I would see this because I figured everything was white clean in America. If you guys know what language this is on either of them, please chime in. It would be doing us both a big favor. I'm going to take you guys to the Arkansas-Missouri border near Hornersville. Gun Island, it's a wildlife refuge. I think it's a hunt club, maybe still. It's 3 miles long. There's some unknown writing. There are a lot of people in America that have been genocide. This continues to this day. I think our first steps towards a better tomorrow are awareness and care. Notice here it's semicircled, has a temple on one side, even though they said there were 5 temples involved. It does stretch out on either side from the temple. And I have that marked coming up in Google Earth as well. They also have a museum with a lot of great artifacts, and I've posted credit for the pictures and all the links. They'll be below or at the end. This is the museum, and notice the pottery with the little jagged edges in the middle to the left there with the stripes above it. I think you'll see that again. DeSoto's Arkansas Trail. So he goes over and fights them across the Mississippi, and both of them have big losses. However, I would venture to say that it wasn't so much DeSoto that ran them off for good, but the Army Corps of Engineers. Apparently, not only did they make the river run a different way, but they put a big old canal running from Chicago all the way down to the Mississippi. To avoid human waste in the area building up, they decided to float it down the canal. So once most of the Indians were taken out by DeSoto and then forged an alliance, eventually they ended up moving because the Corps of Engineers had wanted to put wastewater. Basically, they were putting wastewater. They made the river flow a different way. DeSoto even went as far as to try to tell them that he was a god, and the chief replied, "Let him dry up the river, and then they will believe him," basically. So I wanted to show you more evidence of the Chicago Sanitary and Ship Canal, just how horrible and mean and almost murderous this is. They even said that some of this area is not livable today. Shame on you. This is a pretty good article as well if you'd like to stop it. It talks about all the evil in Illinois. I don't know if they're still there or not, but they definitely were. We should mention maybe they're hiding the free energy at this point as well. This is the only article I can find on this strange writing. This is another one that had a really good article about the Big Lake. It goes on to talk about the early settlers, and I particularly wanted you to just read the part I have highlighted because it kind of explains how some of the locals got involved with the Army Corps of Engineers and became philanthropists and ended up getting like thousands of acres for some unknown reason. I believe this was after all the land patents had already been given, but I could be wrong. Let me know. The Archaeological Society. This is a pretty good article. I'd read it. It talks about DeSoto coming over into America and how he used bells for trading items. Archaeological Society. I just thought I'd show you the area. I flipped the map, the Google Earth around a little bit, just to have some fun. If you're not familiar with Roger Spur of Mud Fossil University and all the mud fossils, you're really missing out. Not only is it educational, but it's actually really eye-opening too. If nothing else, you'll learn a lot about geology. I think I could probably ace a geology class now. This is the area I wanted to know some names, like Delhi, Tallulah. I'm sorry, I pronounced that wrong. Transylvania and Stack Island. My Cherokee ancestors are probably rolling over in their graves. Forgive me, Watto. So again, this is the area with the writing, and this is Poverty Island, Poverty Point. I see. I told you I'm tired, but notice I've got some things marked out here. Notice on the north side, the angelish. That's one of the temples. Looks like it's gone. Underneath, there's a big circle, which I'll blow up here. See, it's got like poles, and if you actually go to their website, you can probably find that blown up more. I think it has 24, so maybe 1 per hour. This one really blew my mind because, I started looking around going, what else is going on here? And there's this big X over here. See my red line and my little points? It looks like it's on a mountain. And this is not the first time that I've seen this X next to maybe a settlement. So I'm wondering if there's not some sort of occulted thing going on here. Kind of X marks the spot, but I could be completely wrong. But there is something at that intersection and nothing else around. I've got a lot marked out. See the little jiggy signs? Remember I was telling you about that pottery? My big. Now I'm going to try to go in further on this and show you that these roads have this very unusual, looks just like that pottery. I mean, it's very unnatural. It's very unnatural. There you go. Here it is. See what's going on there? And then I just had some little fun and let's, like some faces going on here. When I started Google Earthing, I started at all the atolls and the Guano Act and how that was a whole different story. But the breath of life came up a lot. I kept seeing these air bubbles. But, so in this picture, I have like 2 elephants, I think, maybe doing a little kiss, a little breath of life up there. I'm pointing towards them. It doesn't look like somebody else is watching them too. It's near Dallas. Back to the rabbit hole. What do you guys think? I also have this one marked out. It's amazing. All these big creatures. I mean, they're, or illusions. Like I said, welcome to the Maya. See, in this one, it looks like there might be a bird head. Right? But maybe that's just the neck. Here's a wider picture. And if you zoom in, you'll find smaller, which is still pretty big. Over to the left, there's another little face I've got marked, and the other one you'd have to really zoom in on. More rabbit holes. They're everywhere. And they're never ending, it seems like. What's real and what is the Maya? Look at the 2 different lands. That gray land sure looks weird. This, it looks like a horse. It looks like someone's riding the horse. And this, my birds. There's just birds everywhere. And they're on the guy looking at the elephants. So I'm kind of wrapping it up. I'm really tired, you guys. This is really good stuff. You want a little more reading? I put up some references up there that are probably really good. A long ago, far away place.